steal. But I think the stealing has been obviated by the fact that you cannot steal more than 1 million votes unless the margin is small, like 200,000. But it's clear that whoever will be fighting against him is likely to have a gap between 2 to 3 million votes. So he's abandoning that. And others have been saying he may not want to hand over. So he's trying to confirm that as part of fear-mongering for purposes of ensuring that he still retains supporters, or he creates apathy on the side of those of us who want him to get out of office, to say, after all, this guy will steal, this guy will not even abandon, will not hand over power. But I just wanted to assure Kenyans that President Ruto at that particular time, and as I suspect, his Tallying Center may not be around Nairobi. He may want to get out of Nairobi so that if it means he needs some kind of assistance to get out of Kenya temporarily, he's away from Nairobi. Otherwise, on the eve of elections, and immediately the results come in, and it's clear that he's not winning, Nairobi will be full to the extent that even the GSU, the police, the army, will not be able to handle the crowd. Remember the situation in 2002 when Kibaki was declared the winner. It was impossible. And the cabinet of Kibaki, because we get over President Moi, when they were called that morning, before President Moi came to Uhuru Park to hand over power, they thought President Moi still had a card up his sleeves to retain power through another means that they did not even fathom. I remember some of the colleagues said that the cabinet was divided. Others were saying we have to hand over power. Others who had now won seats as members of parliament and they expected to be ministers were insisting that we should not hand over power. And of course, it became the intervention of the system, now what we call deep state, to make sure they prevail upon President Moi. And President Moi himself, at some stage, he picked the rungu and he said, let's go hand over. Some of the ministers just drove away. They did not go to, I did not see many of those ministers when we were in Uhuru Park. So the same situation will arrive for President Ruto, that he will realize that he's alone. Even some of his ministers will not leave their houses, wherever they will be, because the town, I'm trying to paint a picture for him so that he stops creating fear-mongering among the people of Kenya. That situation, you are left as an individual, and you are left between yourself and your God. So I would want to advise him that because he has not lost elections, I have lost myself. And at that particular moment, you realize that you are ordinary Kenyan, the same ID that you used to have. So I am sure at the right time, he's going to accept that he's going to be a former president.
Right, I want us to move to a different story about the sustainability of the broad-based government, especially given the events of last week and what is happening to the police. Many